I was alone, running a fever, and I had to pack up my 27-foot class CRV and drive to the mechanic. This is the unglamorous, isolating reality of full-time RV life when you get sick. It's what happens when everything breaks at once, including your health, and you have to keep pushing through. Over the last 2 weeks, I've been pushing my body too hard, doing everything from an epic 4-park in 1 day Disney challenge with my sister to trying to tackle my winter maintenance list here in Orlando. Maintenance was complicated. The sickness was brutal. The breakdown in the Jeep felt like the final straw. But stick around, because that dead battery actually turned into one of the biggest blessings of the week. Looking back, the warning signs were everywhere. I wasn't getting older. It was the 57,000 step push in 1 week. Here's exactly where I crashed. It all started on Saturday. I had just chosen an e-bike for myself, which I'll be sharing with you in a couple of weeks. Saturday was a warm day in Florida in the 80s, and as I started putting the bike together, I found myself becoming drained, unusually so. I chalked it up to turning 63 and put the bike away to finish later. Sunday, I went to Universal Studios with some friends. I usually don't stay in theme parks for more than 4 hours at a time, but this was from 8:30 in the morning until about 5 p.m. And then I crashed. Again, spending 9 hours in a theme park and getting 30,000 steps in is way more than I usually do. So I didn't think much of it. But here's the thing. The week before, my sister had come in for 4 days from out of town. We did all 4 Disney parks in 1 day, 27,000 more steps, plus several other things like visits with both of my daughters. It was an action-packed 4 days, including getting up early in the morning for airport runs. My body was telling me I'd been pushing it too hard. Now let me back up and tell you why I'm specifically staying in this campground that I'm in right now. For one, it's close to Disney, and for two, it's close to my mechanic. And I really wanted to get a lot of needed maintenance done before I hit the road next month. The Friday after my sister left, I had to pack up my entire RV early in the morning so I could bring it in for 6 new tires and an oil change. I thought it would be 1 trip to the mechanic for the RV and 1 trip for the Jeep. Again, new tires and an oil change. Simple, right? Wrong. I thought I just needed new tires, but the mechanic quickly discovered an expensive essential repair that forced me to disconnect my whole RV and come back a second time. When the mechanic put the tires on the RV, he realized that the brakes were not wearing evenly, and I needed to schedule another appointment to disconnect the whole RV and bring it back a second day. And I'm still not sure it's 100% fixed, but I'll deal with that in a couple of weeks. Have you found that when things start to break, everything breaks? Suddenly, the automatic door openers and locks on my Jeep stop working. My refrigerator in my RV is freezing everything. It was becoming a little overwhelming, and my RV house batteries were cranking really slowly. Lastly, Monday morning, I had planned a quiet day, time to do laundry, check reservations for my trip, and just catch up on life. I was able to finish my laundry and fold it, and right now, it's still sitting on the bed in the basket 4 days later. Around 1:30 in the afternoon, I had such a bad headache, and I was so lethargic that I crawled into bed for a nap, which I normally don't do, and I didn't get up until 7 o'clock the next morning. I was supposed to be at my daughter's wedding dress fitting, but instead was stuck in bed with a high fever. This was when the loneliness of solo RV life felt overwhelming. Then one of my campground friends showed up with chicken and rice soup. It's so nice to have people who care about you staying in the same campground that you're in. That's one of those hidden benefits of RV life that people don't always think about. This community of people are always looking out for each other. And my daughter, she was really understanding and kind enough to reschedule the dress fitting for Thursday mornings. So Tuesday, I went back to bed and stayed there all day. Every night for the past 3 days, I've ended up with a fever. I was achy, tired, had a bit of a stuffy nose, and I'm losing my voice, as you can probably hear. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of flu. Tylenol helps, but NyQuil has just been keeping me up all night and not allowing me to sleep at all. With a fever and aches, I still had to get this RV back to the mechanic. I had decided that I would hook up my tow dolly and my Jeep and bring it all to the mechanic on Wednesday so I could get everything done at the same time. But I just felt too weak to hook that tow dolly back up and put the Jeep on it, so I just prayed I could handle disconnecting the RV again and driving that back to the mechanics. I will share my thoughts, costs, and how long all of these repairs took with you in a separate video. Let's just leave it at this. My RV is older. I've had it for 3 years now, and I knew there were things that needed to be done this year. I budgeted and saved for them. For now, I'll just say it was a serious ouch. I finally got the RV back to the campground, went to start the Jeep to move it, and the battery was totally dead. I was exhausted, but this breakdown was actually the answer to one of the problems I'd been having with the Jeep. Luckily, I have one of these little portable jump starters, which has saved me a couple of times and saved others several times. I highly recommend having one of these in your car or RV, or maybe both, and keeping it charged. It holds a charge for a long time, like several months, but it's good to check it every other month or so. Well, I was able to start my Jeep, and lo and behold, now my door locks work again. I had read that sometimes just resetting the battery, meaning disconnecting and reconnecting the battery, will get things to work. I planned on doing that this weekend when I felt better, but God did it for me. So that's my week. For the first time in 3 years, as I was sitting here watching my 100th TV show of the week, because that's all I could do, I thought to myself, is this all there is for the rest of my life? When I was working and lived in a house, I used to feel that way all the time. This was the first time in 3 years I felt that way, and I reminded myself that the past week or two had been about getting ready to leave for my trip. It's been a lot of work, and I'm not done yet, but there's an immediate satisfaction coming very soon. I'm just not feeling well, and I'm cranky. And now that I'm looking back at it, there's a lot of good mixed in with the bad. I got to spend 4 amazing days with my sister, doing all 4 Disney parks in one day, something we'll remember forever. I spent an amazing VIP day at Universal with some of my favorite people. I got to be there for my daughter's wedding dress fitting, even if we had to reschedule. I have friends in this campground who bring me soup when I'm sick. My RV is getting the maintenance it needs, and somehow my Jeep's door locks fix themselves. But when I'm feeling sick and I don't have a lot of energy to do anything, and I'm spending a lot of money, it makes me kind of cranky. And I think that's okay to admit. So for those of you who asked what RV life is like when you're sick, this is it. It's not always glamorous. Sometimes you still have to disconnect your RV and drive to the mechanic with a fever. Sometimes you have to schedule important family events. Sometimes you spend 3 days in bed watching TV and feeling sorry for yourself. But here's what I've learned. Even on a bad week, there are moments of grace. There are friends who bring soup. There are daughters who understand when you need to reschedule. There are mechanics who can fit you in quickly for work you need done. And there's the knowledge that this too shall pass, and soon I'll be on the road again, feeling better, ready for the next adventure. If you're considering RV life, or if you're already living it, know that these weeks happen, but they don't define the lifestyle. They're just part of being human, whether you live in a house or an RV. Thanks for letting me share the not so pretty side of RV life with you. I hope to be back to my normal self soon with more adventures to share. I'll see you in the next video, where I'll share all of my 2025 RV life expenses with you. Until then, take care of yourselves. Check in on your RV neighbors and keep a portable jump starter charged in your vehicle.